안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 Jenny예요. Hi, everyone. My name is Jenny, and today we're going to be talking about 으십니다, 으십니까, which is the formal polite speech plus honorifics. You remember honorifics from Korean 201, Unit 1. One of the very first things you learned that semester is 으시. This is the unconjugated form. You have to attach it to a verb stem in the front and then add a sentence ending to the end. So this is the formal polite speech ending plus the honorific, which is the she here. So you learned 으세요, 으셨어요, 으실 거예요. These are all honorific forms with different speech endings. So now you're going to be reviewing how to use this speech ending with honorifics. You might remember Mina she greeting her grandmother with 할머니, 잘 주무셨어요? Harmony, grandmother, did you sleep well? Remember, when you're using honorifics, you want to be sure you're using the correct word for whoever you're speaking to. If there's an honorific word alternative for the word that you're using, you want to be sure to use that word. So here, instead of 자다 for sleep, she uses 주무시다, which is the honorific form. If she wanted to say person, instead of using 사람, she would use 분, because that's the honorific form. So be sure if you're using formal polite speech with honorifics, you're using the honorific forms of words. The honorific form shows respect to the subject of a sentence when that is a person. It's used when the subject of the sentence, when it's a person, is older or higher in social status than the speaker, or when the speaker does not know or is not familiar enough with that subject of the sentence, even if that person is younger or lower in social status than the speaker. That's a bit complicated, so let's sum it up just using this example. 안디 씨가 영화를 봐요. Mina is the same age as Andy. They know each other. They go to the same school. They are classmates. So their relationship is pretty good. She does not need to be polite to Andy any more than the 아유, 어유, 해요 form. So she just uses 봐요. Referring to her grandmother is much older, has a higher social status than Mina, and she wants to be respectful towards her grandmother. So she will change the way she says this sentence for her grandmother. So instead of using 가 or 는 for the subject or topic particle, she uses 계속. And instead of saying 봐요, she'll say 보세요, which is the honorific form of 봐요. You might also remember this from the video in which honorifics were first introduced. Honorifics are combined with the formality or politeness levels. Those are the sentence endings. That's the 아유, 어유, 해요 form, the 씁니다 form, and also 한말 form. You can use honorifics with any of these politeness levels. Honorifics show you respect towards the subject of the sentence. That may or may not be who you're talking to. If you're talking directly to someone and asking them what they did the other day, then they are both the listener and the subject of your sentence. However, you could be talking to someone about your grandmother, in which case the subject of the sentence and the listener are not the same person. Formality and politeness levels are determined by your relationship with the listener. Honorifics are for the subject of the sentence. Here you have more examples of formal polite style with and without honorifics, as well as informal polite style with and without honorifics. So just looking at 하다 here, 하다 is the unconjugated form, the dictionary form. Without honorifics conjugated into formal polite style, it would just be 합니다. With honorifics, it's 하십니다. Informal polite style, 해요. With honorifics, 하세요. In the simplest of terms, if you can't remember everything that I just said, just remember this. Honorifics, 으시, is for who you are talking about. Sentence endings like 아유, 어유, 해요 or the 피읍 씁니다 form are for who you are talking to. And you can use any sentence ending with or without honorifics. Here, and again, the person that Mina is talking to and the person she is addressing and the subject of the sentence, they are all the same person. It's her grandmother. She's asking her grandmother if she slept well. So for her, the subject of the sentence and the listener are the same person. So she uses a respectful, polite sentence ending as well as honorifics to reflect her relationship with her grandmother. And Andy, she says, 이해한 것 같아요. I think I understand. I think I get it now. 저는 크게 웃으십니다. I have a big smile. I smile bigly. 저는 집에 가십니다. I go to my house. 저는 물건을 받습니다. 저는 편지를 쓰십니다. I buy an item. I write a letter. 저는 나으십니다. I get better. 저는 선생님의 말씀을 잘 들으십니다. He uses 말씀 here instead of 말 because 말씀 is the honorific form of words. So they mean the same thing, but they have different connotations. He says, 맞죠? Am I right? Is that correct? 아니요, 틀렸어요. No, that was all wrong. 왜 틀렸는지 아세요? 왜 틀렸는지 알아요? Do you know why it was wrong? 생각해 보세요. Why do you think it could be wrong? It's because you cannot use honorifics when you are talking about yourself. 잘했어요. 다음에 봐요. See you later.